Hey guys, Redbeard here. Look, I'm finally going to do them tube doors up. I've got this long weekend coming up. I reckon I'll get the gantry put together and get the Ram Charger project started over a 3-day weekend. Sounds like a better plan than rushing through it tonight. I got a buddy bringing down a Rubicon axle tomorrow that was converted to a 3-link, and we're going to do some brackets back on there and make it a 4-link for him so he can put it back on his rig. Anyway, marked my first cut at 20 inches, so I should probably double check it before I cut it. But anyway, I'm going to take and cut it at 20, and that'll be the front upright on the door. I'm going to do it a little bit different than when it was done before, and I'm probably going to use inserts for the hinges originally before I burn them on, and that way I can get them fine-tuned, adjust the bolts. I'll just leave the bolts in when I'm done and burn it on there, and we'll call it good. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to do a little adjust the lift table. And working with, it's still 20 plus foot. I cut a little bit off. Alright guys, so there's the original door. Just kind of using it for mock-up. This door is going to go on waffles, and I'm building the new doors to go on the samimog. I bought the wrong material. It's a little bit bigger, bigger size-wise, but this is what I was trying to do up here. So I'll box all this in when I get done. But if you see, I've got like this rise here, and I'll go out there on the rig and show you why I did that. And then if you notice, this is cut long still, so I have to decide what I'm going to do. Like, a part of me wants to V-notch this and bend it up into place and retack it and make it look like the old one, and really contour those same lines. But this here is what I wanted to do. Hey guys, we did a bit more cutting. I got some more of the parts laid out here, so I think this is going to work for what we're looking at. Trying to decide right now if I'm going to box all this in or just clean it up smooth and paint it. If it'll look cool open. Let me know what you think about that. You have to let me know quick, because we're going to be done with this by the weekend. That's the goal. But anyway, that's going to be our lower bar. In effect, it's going to be this bar right here. And my old buddy Andy Gusky did this a long time ago. Man, coming up on, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago probably. So if we look here, if we come off that inside, roughly where that stops, we're like 27 inches to this bend here, and then it flattens out and runs onto the end. So I left this long to be able to hit it. Shouldn't be a problem. But what I'm going to try to do is, I got that bar mark right there. I'm going to take my bandsaw, and I'm going to come in and cut, hopefully through 3 sides of it, and leave the bottom. And then I'm going to come in at a little bit of an angle and cut again and try to remove a sliver and then work that shut. So that's our goal, is to get that to close up and make a very similar pattern to what's here. I just thought it would look kind of cool to make them match as much as I could. They're the only half doors I've ever run, so I'm going to try to make both rigs look pretty similar. So that's the goal. We'll check back and see how this goes. Hey guys, so Q swung by. Q's at the camera. Say howdy, Q. Howdy, Q. Anyway, look, we got, if you notice on the original doors here, I'm not getting rid of these doors. These doors are going to go on waffles, right? Because waffles uses the factory hardware door jamb like this. And I'm going to modify these door jambs to accept this new latch I got. So instead of building 2 sets of doors, I'm going to build 1 set of doors and just give these to Zep. So I'm going to take the, I'll take the fire bottles off, because his fire bottle's got to mount different, and I need these bump stops. So those are going to go on my new doors. But what I'm trying to do, I'm going to get this rail down just a little bit. I may even just taper it off, but I want it to line up better back here. Now when these doors were built, we had a target bar on, and that changed all the lines. I don't run a target bar now, so I want those gone. I also don't care for this. So I want the top of the door to meet up here. and that's the angle pieces I cut. This is going to be very similar, except it's 2-inch square tube instead of 1.5 inch. And I was even able to match this angle pretty good. I was pretty impressed with that. That went smoother than I thought. I'll show you what we did on that. But basically, the structure of the door is going to be extremely similar, just bigger. But if you see these two pieces right here, this is what I was trying to show you out there in the dark. I may just cut that. Let's look at this here. So, just going to have a little, when we get done, like I said, this bar is going to be a hair lower, and this will be a hair lower, but basically it's going to flowing look up there. So I'll have to flip the windshield back, make sure I don't have to angle that back corner or whatever, but we'll get it. But I think that's going to be, it's pretty subtle, but I think it's going to look good. I'm pretty excited about that. And I mean, I just like building stuff heavy. But here's the basic door frame here. So apologize about my aluminum angle iron jig, but we're not trying to get anything square just yet. We're still just mocking up. So the other thing is the lift table is a turntable. So anytime you're building something flat like this, you got to be aware that the center is not the same height as the edges. So when I go to build a chassis on this, what I do is I run a couple pieces of 1.5 inch tube across here and tack them down. And I build off of the tube so I'm back to square. Anyway, stuff like that you gotta remember, or you're gonna be driving down the road crooked. But anyway, we did take this bar here. I think it's cooled off enough, and kind of clean the welds off. Really not bad though. I was able to get within about 0.3 degrees of the other one, and I think once that's all painted in, it's gonna look pretty good. So we got our contours going the way we want. This is really bothering me. Trust me, once this is cut off, pretend this isn't here, it looks a lot cooler. But right now it's got a tail. And I left that tail in there because I am working with bigger material, and I wasn't sure what I'd have to trim and modify. And my tubing stretches down, and it doesn't do very well with square tube anyway. So that's where we're at, guys. That's what we're working on. We'll get this finished up. I'm sure we'll be test fitting one of these doors. I'd say tomorrow night, but I think tomorrow night may be taken up with that axle project. So probably Thursday night we'll be test fitting one door, and once I know it fits, it'll be tacked in place. And probably what I'll do is just test fit it on the other door. If it fits the other side, I'm just gonna lay it down here as a template and make one right up over top of it. And the goal will be to finish burning in, hopefully like Friday's football game. So Saturday morning we'll finish burning in, and then we'll move on to putting up the what the heck's that called? The gantry. I got a gantry for Christmas. It's in the house. So anyway, the Ram Charger's ready. Very minimal. We'll have the Viper engine up on the engine stand and the oil pan off this weekend. So anyway, I'm going to check y'all out. Thank you.